Welcome back to Roosevelt Live. In this segment of the show, we're going to talk about, yesterday was voting for Hillsborough County, not just for the mayor's race, but we know county commissioners, city council, things of that nature. But the thing that was getting everybody's attention was the mayor's race. And as we all know now, and of course when this show is aired, it'll be a week later, but as we all know, one day removed from the election, that there are certain people that, no matter necessarily how much money you have, that was not able to make the cut, so to speak. And Miss Roosevelt, which I said on the last segment, I couldn't remember her last name, of course, and I hope that I said it correctly this time, actually wound up with 25.9% of the vote. And we all know that in order for it not to be a runoff, you have to get 50% plus 1, which means you have to get 51%. Why didn't they say 51? I don't know, because 50 plus 1 would obviously equal 51, which means the other person only have 49. So, but 50 plus 1. But she only got 25.9. But that was enough to catapult her forward into a runoff with Bob Buckhorn, which has had 23.5% of the vote, which means that there were some people that was eliminated. And we know who they are because Dick Greco, which I think I've seen more commercials than anybody else's. And even when I read the article the other day, when I'm looking at the net worth, I don't know who all was telling the truth about their net worth, but his was higher than anybody else's. He had a net worth of about $3 million. So he had enough money to spend, and spend he did. I don't know what he spent, but I'm confident, I believe he spent more. I saw more commercials. Maybe I saw 3 commercials that were different, I think, and some people I maybe saw 1. But through all that, and being a governor, being the mayor, I think 4 times before. I don't want to use his age. I know he's 77 years old. I don't want to use age discrimination on people, but I personally felt like he was behind the times. I felt like he was making statements that seemed kind of bizarre at times, and maybe he had been out of the circle for a while, out of the loop. But either way it go, he only finished with 22.6% of the vote, which meant that he was in 3rd spot, which means that he's eliminated. And of course, we know as we go down, Ed Tarantis, he had 19.4, and unfortunately, Thomas Scott only had 8.6% of the vote. So the people have spoken here in Hillsborough County. But one thing I'm concerned about on the mayor's race, but just on the voting in general, I don't know how many people in the Hillsborough County area that's eligible to vote for the mayor, but I'm confident there's more than about 50,000. And in a synopsis, I won't want to say that, but let's say this: about 50,000 votes were cast in a roundabout way, give or take. There's way more people in Hillsborough County than that that's eligible to vote in the mayor's race, and people need to get out and vote because not voting is crazy. And the numbers show. I know I walked into the polls yesterday morning around about, I'm going to say 8:30, and there was nobody in there. I think it was 1 person, maybe 2 people voting, and that was it. And we can't complain as a city, as a county, if we're not even voting. These people, apparently people around here doesn't even think that voting is important, and that's unfortunate. I was joking with my producer earlier, and I said, hey, look, I can run for city council because when I looked at the numbers yesterday, if you got 3,000 votes, you won more than likely. There's nobody out there voting. I saw people doing runoffs that only had 1,400 votes. A runoff with 1,400 votes, or somewhere in that area. I don't know the exact number, but they were low numbers. And that's unfortunate. That means that people are not taking these places seriously, and then they're the first ones to complain somehow that that things are not going their way, that the city not doing what they want. And they start complaining about the mayor. They started complaining about different things that happen in the city. But then you say, well, did you vote? Did you go out there and cast your vote to let people know how you felt and who you thought was? At least pick who you think can do the best job. People say, oh, well, they're all going to do the same. Well, if you truly believe that, then don't complain at all. If you believe that everybody's going to do the same, don't complain. And if you believe that your vote don't count, then don't complain. You can't sit there and say you don't feel like the city is doing what you want, and then you didn't even vote. All right, personally myself, when I talk to people and I find they didn't vote, I won't have no more conversation with them. Because why am I having a conversation with somebody that didn't even vote? Especially if they're complaining. So I'm not into that. If you didn't vote, don't complain. I know that's an old sane, but it still resonates today. I still back it 100%. I'm going to always back it because it makes sense. Don't complain about something you had no hand in. You didn't have a hand in making it bad. You didn't have a hand in making it good. Therefore, don't put your hand in it when the time comes. It's just Roosevelt's opinion. You know, this is Roosevelt Live, and this is a show about opinions. And every now and then, I might say that because I want people to know and remind them that these are just opinions. Yes, there are stories out there that actually happen. The vote and the mayor's race actually happened, so that's factual. But all I'm doing is giving my opinion about the race, and my opinion about the candidates, and my opinion about the people that had not went out and voted, and how low the turnout was in the county. And maybe that's up from a few years ago. I don't know, but it seems kind of dismal to me. And maybe that's off the heels of a president election that, and a governor election that was, had quite a bit of people. And of course, the president election was so many people until I honestly, the first time in my life, went and voted early. I never had, and even voting early, I stood in a long line outside the library. It was I don't know, a couple hundred people in front of me, and the people behind me over there in the 56th Street area library, they were stretched all the way out around the library and back out on the street. And I'm like, wow, what are we voting on? I thought it was a giveaway. Because you never get those many people out for the president's election. You know how it is. Like I said in many segments, they get in line for the nightclubs before the doors open, but can't get in line to vote for something that's important in who's going to be president of the United States. I know that's way out from the mayor's race, but at the end of the day, this is where we started. If we can't support our local candidates, can we support our candidates on a higher level? Some people got to vote in 2008 because they just wanted to be a part of what they thought was history, I guess. But they're not out there now, and they weren't out there during the midterms when they was needed to go out there. If you voted for John McCain and Sarah Palin, then your people did a good job without you if you didn't vote. And if you voted for Barack Obama and Joe Biden, then your area didn't do so well if you didn't get out and vote. And even if you did. But I don't know who you voted for, and nor do I care. I just believe everybody should get out and vote. Exercise your constitutional rights, people, regardless of what color you are. Voting is not a color thing. Voting is a personal thing. And everybody should want their voices heard. Everybody should feel good about putting their one little shade-in box like we did yesterday, or whatever we have to do our little voting things. But you should feel good when you go and cast your vote. But don't just vote. Educate yourself, okay? Don't go out there and just look at somebody on the TV screen and just say, well, I like that tie, that shirt, or I'm glad that's a female running, and just start putting people's names on things, or marking little circles for people to be voted into office. But we need more people voting, irregardless. But as we know it now, we have from yesterday, moving forward until March 22nd, that's the next vote for the mayor's office, and whatever city council and county commissioners that are out there that has runoffs come March 22nd. This is the final go round. So if you didn't vote, and somebody you look at now between the lady Rose and Bob Buckhorn, then you get out there and you cast your ballot and let your voices be heard. Let your fingers put things in motion. And if you hear me and you're sitting at home, or you're saying you don't need to, or you don't care, which would be terrible if you said that, get out and vote, people. Teach your children to vote. Do like I did with mine. Get them out to vote. Harass them into voting. Hey, I called my friends during the presidential election. I didn't tell them who to vote for, nor would I ever do that. But I certainly call and remind them every week that are you voting? Are you voting? Are you voting? Are you voting? And I didn't do that just in the 2008 election for people that may think I have. I did that in every election that I can recall being involved with, because I know how important voting is. And I want to be a part of what happens in the city and the county that I live in and that I pay my taxes in. And I want my voice to be heard, even if it's just heard around in my neighborhood or amongst my friends or some of my colleagues. Still, voting is important. I'm going to always stress that. I've been stressing that since I've been doing this show and before this show. I'm going to continue to do that. But like I said, we got 2 people come March 22nd. One of these people will become the new mayor of Tampa Bay, of Tampa, should I say. And one of these people will be left to maybe try again. I know Bob Buckhorn, he has a wife and 2 girls. I know Rose Felito. She's single, no kids. These people have worked diligently throughout their careers. All these people are well educated, college degree people. They have served the community in different aspects, whether it be county commissioner, whether it be whether it be city council. They're putting their time. I'm sure both candidates is more than qualified for the job. May the best candidate wins in 3 weeks. But please get out and vote. I'll be out there voting. It's a guarantee. Unless some reason I'm not here on this earth, and hopefully that won't be the case. Barring any injuries, any problems like that, I will be out on March 22nd casting my vote for the people that are here for the runoffs. And I'm Roosevelt. I'm the host of Roosevelt Live. We're on every Wednesday at 6:30. I'm back on Fridays at 6:30 on Bright House Channel 949 or 950 and Verizon Channel 30 or 36. You can also catch segments of the show out on YouTube. You just type in youtube.com/Roosevelt Live and pick up maybe some 30, 35, not shows in the entirety, but segments of the show is out there. Maybe 10-minute segments of the show is out there for people that may be seeing this channel for the first time and don't know exactly what's going on. And then they say, well, hey, I'm interested in some of the topics from before. Well, feel free to go out there on YouTube and check out some of those topics. You can also, if you're at your computer, you're not able to get to your TV, or you're not even in, maybe you're out of town this week, and you say, I want to see the show, I'm interested in what Roosevelt's going to talk about, then you can always go in and type in tbcn.org, follow the, click on the Watch Us, follow the instructions, and pick us up streaming anywhere in the world. I hope that's what's going on still. No, not just joking. We're streaming live. So I'm your host. I'm Roosevelt Live, and we're going to end this segment. And when I come back, we'll be on a new topic.